Hello there, I'm the base manager and welcome back to Space Engineers. Now, today we have a task to do. I said last episode that we were going to work on our hydrogen/O2 facility, but before we get on and doing that, I have to address one major issue: the lack of power of the Firefly. You guys mentioned in the comments that I was not doing this the right way. Instead of shaving off some weight on that, I should increase the power of the Firefly, and you know what? You guys are absolutely right. I think we should double the large atmosphere. The large atmosphere. Jesus. Okay. We should double on these guys over here. Okay. Today apparently words are difficult. And it is noisy outside. In any case, I'm going to double the amount of thrusters that we have pointing downwards, and I'm going to move these ones over here that I placed temporarily, because, well, if we are transporting the monstrosity, for example, those thrusters are going to be cooking it, and we don't want that now, do we? No. Okay, so I built a magnetic plate over there in order to lock this thingy, because if we let it go from the connector, it's going to tumble and fall, and then it's going to be really difficult to put it back in its position. So, time to pick it up and put it on that magnetic plate. Okay, so I suppose the second this touches down, there we go. The wow. That's quite the gap we got in there, but okay. The game says that it's connected, I'm going to believe you, game. Please do not destroy that. Okay, let me just park the Firefly over here, and let's proceed by destroying the wings, so that we can add more thrusters. Okay, my friends, so now it is time to grind a lot of stuff. First, let's start by these two atmospheric thrusters before I forget about them, and then in the future I destroy the monstrosity because of it. But the most troubling part is actually deconstructing all of this. There is a lot of components over here, so I better get started. Alright, my friends, all the grinding is done. We lost all the engines to the sides, but that was to be expected, right? Now, instead of one, we are going to put two large atmospheric thrusters. Jesus, finally. Sometimes, guys, sometimes. We are going to put two of these now. These guys are bulky, so that means that we are gonna make these wings a little bit bulkier as well. So I want to put the extra quote-unquote new wing over to the back and not to the front, in order to try to create an equilibrium, right, for the center of mass. And we cannot forget that we also need side thrusters to give us, you know, propulsion sideways. Now, how do I want to do this? Just give me a moment so I can take a moment to look at this and think on the position of these things. Alright, my friends. So it took me a little bit, but eventually I got to it. We are going to have 3 side thrusters instead of 4, and they are going to be centralized over here. And then we are going to have both of the large atmospheric thrusters right here, but we are going to add 2 additional small thrusters right there. This should be more than enough. I mean, let's give it more power than I think it's going to be necessary, so that in the future we can carry heavier stuff than I am designing it for, you know? Doesn't hurt to have a little bit of extra power, especially where we are, because we are right on top of a mountain. Well, we are not on top, but we are close to the top of the mountain. We can see the O2 over there. It says low, which means the atmosphere over here is very thin, and that means that these things are very inefficient. If we were closer to sea level, this thing would be much stronger, but that's not the case, so now I have the enviable task of welding all of this. And there we go. Completely welded. Maybe a few detail is missing here and there, but functionally we have far more thrust now than we had before. So now all I have to do is replicate this design on this wing over here. Holy Jesus. Okay. I'm sorry, I even, you know that feeling when you go in the roller coaster and you start going down, you know? I had that feeling for a moment. In any case, all I had to do now is replicate that over here, which shouldn't be very difficult. All I have to do is extend the this side by 1 block, put the 2 large atmospheric thrusters, and then attach everything to them and put some blocks around them. So yeah. Should be relatively simple. Alright, my friends, I think the time for modifications is over. I added all the blocks, welded everything. I even am in the process of attempting something. I added these 2 lights over here. To the side I intend on coloring them, and I have connected them to this sensor right there. I created a group and I have that sensor control that group. The purpose of this is the sensor to detect a station and turn those lights on to warn us that we are on the verge of contact, right? That would be the ideal situation. Of course, it's only going to work for grids. For stations, in this case, it's not going to work against the floor, but you know, something neat. I also added 2 additional spotlights for nighttime operations. But now let's test our battery capacity, because we added a bunch more engines, right? I don't know if the batteries are going to hold on and produce all the power that we need. For that, let's test it out. I'm pretty sure that turned on the engines, but let me just double check. You are on. Yeah, they are on. Okay, I don't need to go around and double check them all. You can disconnect safely. Alright, let's see. So, forward, upwards, sidewards. With gyro, and we can see 60%. Okay, maybe not that much, okay? Maybe not that much. So yeah, okay. We have enough battery capacity to give all the thrust that this thing is going to need. So cool. I think we can park it now and focus on other things. Okay, so we can see that the sensor is working, right? It even makes an audible noise for maximum awareness. Nice, I like it. So guys, now that we have added additional thrust, I could see that we were getting moments where we only had power for like 15 minutes. So I don't even though these things are not fully charged, I don't think it is a terrible idea to add a couple extra batteries. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add them over here on the back and create like a small shape around them. And That should give us a little bit more time in the air. Alright, my friends, so I may have gone a little bit overboard, you know, and I was thinking to myself, the Firefly is an industrial vehicle. I think it deserves an industrial paint job. Uh, at first I thought, maybe too much yellow, but we have to remember, industrial vehicles are yellow, so I think this paint job fits just perfectly. But I think I lost enough time of my day fiddling around with the Firefly. I have to set up other things now, so I'm going to leave it be, I promise. No more fiddling with it. Time to start setting up proper oxygen and hydrogen production facilities, and I was thinking that we could set them up right here. We don't need a lot of space for them. Right, we could maybe grind a few things here and there and create a corner over here with the windows. And have a small room over here. Maybe I would say 2 oxygen, 2 O2, O2 H2 generators over here with 1 tank for for oxygen and 2 tanks for hydrogen. You know, for a early space-worthy creation, I think that is going to be more than enough, and then in the future, when we decide that we need more, we can always dig more mountain. So, I mean, yeah, you know what? I'm going to grab the monstrosity and I'm going to dig myself a little bit more space. Now that I think about it, maybe a H2 canister is not going to fit in there, so definitely more space is needed, so just give me a moment. Oh boy, that almost went horribly wrong. I created a hole in the floor. Oops. Okay, that is less than ideal. Alright, my friends, I think this is going to be just enough space for what I have in mind. I was going to do something silly, right? That I was trying to think what is enough, but that's not the space engineer's way. Space engineer's way is you always make more than what you think you're going to need. You think you're going to need 10? You better make 20. But yeah, now I just need to start thinking about on how am I going to bring the logistics system over there, what is going to be the layout of all of the machines, and then, well, how many storages do I really want? Because now I think I have space for more than just a few. Well, I was a little bit tired of welding by hand, but unfortunately, it would appear that the weldy cannot fit through here. Ouch. Yeah, we built the elevator precisely because of this, and I was going to weld it underneath it, because I don't risk bringing the weldy through here. This is very rough terrain, and that vehicle, well, I don't risk it, especially for a few blocks. I mean, I can do it by hand, it's not the end of the world. If it was a large platform, I would take the time to do it with a weldy, but yeah. Don't think it is worth it, the risk, especially when put into comparison the time that we would have to take to rebuild this sucker should I destroy it. Alright, my friends, so I welded the floor and I started to place the skeleton of the oxygen/hydrogen processing facilities. Of course, I haven't welded anything yet. Everything is still somewhat temporary. I just wanted to see how everything would fit, and for now I am quite happy with the result. So, let me explain you how this is going to work. First, once I weld all of that, of course, we are going to cut the line over here, because this line over here has access to the main grid. We are going to put the conveyor junction over there, and we are going to connect it to this conveyor junction right here. After this one, we have a conveyor sorter, which is going to pull all the ice that we have available to us, and is going to input it into this small cargo container. This small cargo container will then provide said ice through this system to 3 O2H2 generators. Now, from this side onwards, I used the industrial industrial pipes, simply because, you know, I have them available to me and I think they look better. After all, in here we are going to have gases going through, so I thought it was fitting. In any case, the 3 H2O2 generators converge on this junction right here, and then we send it into their storage. We have a hydrogen tank right there, and another one right there, and then on the floor we have 2 oxygen tanks, one right there, one right there. I put them on the floor because I don't think we are going to need additional oxygen tanks, but if we want additional hydrogen tanks, we always have more space over here, and then we can expand it progressively. We can even bring the monstrosity through here, mine ourselves more rock should we need more space. So yeah, that's why I put them over there. And then, in order to finish this up and to return the gases into the main grid, we have another sorter over here, which we are only going to allow oxygen and hydrogen to move through, and then it connects back into the main grid right here. So this is the plan, and of course afterwards I'm going to put more catwalks on top of all of this. That way we can look down and see all the pipes moving through all over the place, I mean, and I think that is going to look nice. So if you excuse me, I have some welding to do. Alright, my friends, most, if not all, of the machinery is now welded. We are producing and storing oxygen and hydrogen. In fact, as you can see, our oxygen storage is already full. Our hydrogen, however, probably we just ran out of ice, I suppose. Let me take a look. Nope, we're still filling in, just not super quickly. Well, I was under the impression that 3 would be enough, but well, we can always build more. We have attachments over here, so we can build on top of these in the future if we so wish to do so. But for now, I think this is going to suffice. Any small grid vehicle that consumes hydrogen will have more than enough fuel for its needs. Now, when it comes to the sorters, this one is for whitelist ice only, and this one has nothing on it, because hydrogen and oxygen, they don't appear on the list, so in order not to block them, I just leave this as a whitelist, no, a blacklist nothing, and that way everything can pass through here. Yeah, that way we'll be able to provide fuel to our airships on the platform, and no problem. I was welding and I heard a massive boom. Massive. Oh my god, I sure hope everything is cool at the ice lake. But we are a little bit far away, almost 5 kilometers, so I don't think if anything exploded over there, we would hear over here, so I'm going to assume it was a unknown signal. And with the outside welded, now we can take a look at this area and see the final product. Of course, this is not yet finished, obviously, but I still need to figure out what we are going to do next with this space over here, because I was thinking we could add a little bit of space over here, create another path for our vehicles to move through here, like the monstrosity and the welder and stuff like that, and then once we knew where the path was, we would complete this wall over here. And you know, give it more windows, and of course the mandatory automatic doors. Boy, now before the episode is over, I think we owe to our Firefly over here, our Mark 1 Firefly, no longer a Mark 0.5, now the Firefly is complete, and it is worthy of being called a Mark 1. Let's go over into the ice lake and collect ourselves a little bit of ice. Alright, my friends, so in order to properly test this out, I added another cargo container to the crate. Bam. Gentle touchdown. For some reason the Firefly is going down by itself. Not really understanding why that is the case. Clearly this thing has enough thrust. One of those things, right? Now we should be getting a bunch of ice. Yes, we are. We still have over 200,000 to transport, so now we just have to wait a little bit until these cargo containers are full, and then we'll see if this is enough thrust to take this shipment back home. Well, this thing is as heavy as it's ever going to get, so fingers crossed. Hopefully the Firefly will be able to lift it. Yes, no problem. I mean, I suppose that going down is going to be challenging, right? This is going to have some trouble braking if we give it too much velocity going down, but it's manageable. So great, time to do some resource transport. Okay, so we are closing in on home. Our landing lights should turn on anytime soon. No? Really? Huh, I need to increase the range on the sensor, apparently. In any case, no time for that. Let's lock this in place. Get back into the seat. Let it go and land the Firefly next to it. Fantastic, guys. This was a major success. I'm really happy with this vehicle now. And how it turned out. Oh, there goes the lights. Slowly, and there we go. Did I break something? Hopefully not. Let's see. I saw some smoke and doesn't appear to be the case. There we go. Nice and low to the ground. Alright, my friends, so this took me a little bit more than I was expecting. I really like the way the Firefly turned out, and I also like the way our oxygen production facility is going. There is still a few details left to be done, like adding some lights, the catwalk, and a few more details here and there. But I think I can leave that for future me to do. And with that said, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye!